Hi, my name is Anio Hanyan, and for this video I will be focusing on the idea of the Arabic body in Halal's dispatch in two parts, The Arab Body Writes Itself In, Alicia Erian's Towelhead, and Suhair Hammad's poem titled, Not Your Exotic, Not Your Exotic. When I refer to the Arab body, I'm referring to both the body of the Arab American people as a whole and the bodies of Arab American individuals. The identities of the Arab American people are misrepresented by American society in an attempt to not only control, but to also erase. These misrepresentations not only marginalize the Arab American people, but also prohibit freedom of character, culture, and choice. In Halal's dispatch in two parts, The Arab Body Writes Itself In, when I look at part of the title, The Arab Body Writes Itself, I think to myself, wait, that's right. The Arab body should in fact write itself. Helal writes of the American quote-unquote co-translators that conduct interviews with people who speak languages that these translators do not read, write, or speak. This in itself is a form of control and misrepresentation. I mean, why not? Let's just make up stereotypes and false information about Arabs, Persians, whoever it may be. And on top of that, let's just pretend that it's our truth. Our truth becomes false descriptions and pieces about different cultures and regions. Helal describes the Arab body as the quote-unquote unlisted and unconsidered body, a choice missing, the mistaken body, the colonized body, the fleeing body, the migrant body. See, the Arab body unfortunately does not write itself, but only writes itself into the body America has already formed and created with no room for change or remodel. As the main body of the country continues to swallow different cultures and people, the Arab American people slowly lose their presence, their body, and their face. Now we will talk about Erian's Towelhead. The character of Jasira struggles with her emerging sexuality while caught in between two different cultures. Without any guidance or help from her parents, Jasira is left to decide on her own what it means to be a girl and one day a woman. Because of this neglect, Jasira instead leaves it up to everyone else to control her path in life when it comes to her sexuality and body, as she constantly craves constant reassurance, attention, and physical contact. Unsurprisingly, the neighbor, Mr. Vuoso, is an American reservist and a direct contrast to Jasira's Lebanese father. This man clearly has negative opinions about Arabic people as a whole, and even uses the language such as towelhead in his own household. And yet, what is he most drawn to throughout the entire piece? None other than Jasira and what he thinks to be her quote-unquote exotic body. Jasira has already had a disgusting encounter with her mom's boyfriend by the time she's even met Mr. V, an encounter which her mom actually blames her for rather than the boyfriend himself. The American mother plays into the idea that these Arab American women serve as the exotic and as the thing men want, and is ultimately jealous of a daughter who has been sexualized and abused at such a young age. Since Jasira feels like it's normal to be the end of desire for these men, she becomes submissive and allows other men like Mr. V and Thomas to control her body. Even her own dad takes part in it. It is a reoccurring problem that these men or boys want to control not only the sexuality of her body, but the appearance of her body. Her body should be shaved in a certain way. She should wear certain clothes, certain bras. In referencing Halal's piece, we can see that the character of Jasira is swallowed by the expectations of society, and this tears her apart. In her case, being an Arab American woman in itself is confusing, as she does not know which culture she fits into, and decides instead to fit into whatever the men around her want her to fit into. Jasira's story focuses on the scope of the Arab body in relation to the female gender. The Arab American women experience similar constraints and conflicts as Arab American men when it comes to fitting into American society. But when it comes to building an identity, forming the self, this is a different story, just as we have seen with Jasira. When it comes to Arab American women, they have their own look, their own distinct appearance that tends to draw unwanted attention. Hammad's Not Your Exotic, Not Your Exotic reiterates this. It begins, don't want to be your exotic, like some dark, fragile, colorful bird imprisoned, caged, foreign to the stretch of her wings. Dark, fragile, colorful, caged, foreign. The color of the skin, the condition of identity, the inner self, the undeserved punishment, and the label. The Arab American female body is the center of attention for men rather than the attention of the female herself. This ties into Erian's piece as Jasira becomes what could be classified as the slave of men's desires and expectations. The female body is caged by the surrounding male perspective of these women as exotic and other. Hammad writes, "Don't seduce yourself with my otherness." The Arab American female body did not come into this world to be the center of men's desires and perversion. Hammad labels the beauty at the end of this attention as dead. I am dead to you. These ideas of these women as belly dancers, whores, harem girls, only leads to the death of the female body and their connection to it, which relates to why it was so easy for Jasira to follow the orders of men rather than her own. All that is left is a foreign, caged bird who struggles to grow into her color. Character, culture, choice. Male or female. Arab Americans are kept from developing characters, exhibiting culture, and having the choice. The choice to choose what place the Arab American body has in society, what the body looks like, how it acts, how it speaks, should be written by none other than the Arab Americans themselves.